For whatever reason, I turned a television set on during the daytime, got a PBS station, and there was Charlie Rose doing an interview, except there were 3 people on there with him, and one of them was Brian De Palma, the movie director. Now, I have no interest in Brian De Palma. I think he's derivative, a second-rate hack, a copycat, a plagiarist with no sense of shame. The other 2 people on the show were young men who, if I got the gist of it, had made a documentary film celebrating the work, the lifetime, and the genius of Brian De Palma. Which made me smile as I was about to change the channel, and then they cut to a clip of one of Brian De Palma's movies, and I could tell it was Carrie. I have not seen the movie Carrie, nor had I read the book, but I have a general knowledge about the story, so I knew it had to be Carrie, and my immediate reaction was that I thought I should get a copy of the book and read it. I wasn't exactly thrilled about that because I don't like horror stories, and I don't like the spectacularly successful Stephen King. Carrie was his first big hit. The legend has it that he got discouraged and threw the manuscript in the trash, and his wife picked it out and told him to man up and finish it. He got an advance on it of $2,500 and later made nearly $500,000 off it, and I don't know if that includes the money he made from the movie, which was directed by Brian De Palma. I did read Carrie. I don't know why it became such a bestseller. It is a very nasty, mean-spirited story. It's told in several ways: direct narrative, recollections of people who were there, court transcripts, excerpts from books that were written about it, interviews, and selections from scientific journals. The desired effect of the last few is to give a preposterous tale some firm verisimilitude. The scientific stuff is there to convince readers that this is real, that Carrie had a power with a physiological basis and a psychological trigger. We are told, variously, that her terrible power of TK, or telekinesis, is genetic, glandular, or possibly connected to unusual formations in the cerebrum and the cerebellum. That, of course, is complete poppycock. When I was reading this and Carrie was in the middle of one of her exercise sessions, testing the range and strength of her gift, as it's called, I was reminded of another mind-over-matter quack of a bygone time, Uri Geller. He used to pop up on talk shows claiming that he could bend spoons with his brainwaves. If he had such a power, I wondered, why in the world would he use it on spoons? I couldn't get past that. The attraction of both Uri and Carrie is that people want to believe in something, anything, more. The beyond, whatever it might be, good or bad, even in something as silly as a bent spoon. There's a lot of blood in this book. I would say that blood is central to the book, as in sex, in the form of puberty, lust, and sin. There is more menstrual blood in this book, I'm guessing, than in any other ever written. It's connected to sex, of course, and the transmission of genetic factors like Carrie's gift, and so very much like original sin. There is also a great deal of human blood and pig's blood, and I would note that the eyes in this creepy book are unusual or remarkable in that they are always shining or glowing or glittering. None of this pertains to why I thought I had to read this book. I wanted to read the book because I thought I would find out exactly what I did. A combination of a lifetime of abuse, bullying, brutal treatment, both physical and psychological, as well as excessive religious extremism, and finally the mysterious power that allows Carrie to strike back at her tormentors. The blueprint, this recipe, is quite precise. We just had another shooting in Orlando with 50 people killed and 50 people wounded. Carrie's final body count, if I got it right, is 440 dead and 18 missing. If you substitute for her gift a semi-automatic rifle and a handgun and a sack of ammunition, and you have the motive force of hatred and righteous wrath, it's easy to see that we have much worse ahead of us. This has only just begun, the rain of blood, someone intent on ripping off a Carrie. The Power King calls it in capital letters. It was time to teach them a lesson, time to show them a thing or two. That time has come, and it will come again and again. There is no stopping it, and it's much worse than some rare genetic abnormality. Much worse, much more real, and much more frightening. The horror, as Joseph Conrad wrote. It's not some goofy make-believe power. It's real. It's in us. It erupts as it did in Orlando, spilling innocent blood. Blood, the report said, everywhere.